Hello, let's see how to get the vertical asymptotes from a rational function. So the vertical asymptotes are based on what you have in the denominator and are basically related to the domain of the function. The first thing is always to factor your function. And in this case, since we only have x minus 1 in the denominator, to find the vertical asymptote, we're simply going to take x minus 1, and we're going to set it equal to 0, and we're going to solve for x. So x will be equal to 1. That is our vertical asymptote coming from this denominator. So that means that we're going to be sketching a vertical line here at positive 1. And as you know, the domain is also coming from the denominator. So the domain will have to jump over or avoid using the positive one, since it would turn the function into an undefined value. On this next function, the function is not factored. We have the difference of two squares, so we have to factor it as x plus 2 times x minus 2. This will cause the function to have two vertical asymptotes. So we're going to need to set each of the factors equal to 0. The first one being x plus 2 equals 0. In this case, I'm not going to write not equal to, since we're talking about an asymptote. Equal 0, that means that x has to be equal to minus 2, and x minus 2 equals 0. That means that the other vertical asymptote is at positive 2. So your two vertical asymptotes are minus 2 and 2. That means that our domain stretches from minus infinity to minus 2, then from minus 2 to 2, and from 2 to infinity. And we're going to sketch two vertical asymptotes, one at positive 2 and another one at negative 2. So since we are no longer using transformations, just remember that the transformations usually come from a function that looks like a divided by x minus h plus k, either like this, or we also cover the one with a squared where the vertical asymptote simply was x equals h, and the horizontal asymptote was at y equals k. Now, let's see what we can do on this next function. Since we are not finding the x-intercepts yet, I'm going to leave this numerator as it is. Later on, we're going to be factoring that numerator, and we're going to factor out the denominator. We need to figure out those two values that will get us a minus 3 and a positive 2. So let's try with positive 3 and negative 1 perhaps. If I multiply 3 times minus 1, I get minus 3. And if I add 3 and then take minus 1 from it, I get 2. That means that our factors are going to be x plus 3 equals 0, getting you the first vertical asymptote at minus 3. And the other one is going to be at x minus 1 equals 0. And you get x is equal to positive 1. You get one vertical asymptote at minus 3. And the other one is at positive 1. And that's how you can get the vertical and horizontal asymptotes. X equals minus 3 and 1. And your domain goes from minus infinity to minus 3, from minus 3 to 1, and from 1 to infinity.